Hey guys, today we are going to develop this SafeNote project. It is a self-message destruct app where the messages are self-destructed after read just once. This is the view of the project. So here user need to type their message like good morning. I will type and then click the button on create SafeNote. So now it will create a link for that particular message where the message will be fully encrypted and then it will be stored in the database. So even the database owner can't see your message. So then the user just need to copy this one. So it will say link is copied to the clipboard. Then this link can be sent to the person whom you want to send the message, private message, whom you want to send the private message. So they can just open that link and then it will show like this. It will say you can view this note only once. So if you are read this message once, then this message will be destroyed. So only once you can view this message. So just if you click view note, so you can see the message. But if you are refresh and if you try again, it will say this message is already read and it is destroyed. So this is what we are going to develop. So now let's start building this project. So let's dive into the VS Code. So guys, I'm in VS Code and I open the folder called projects. So inside that I will create this Node project. So just I will install the Next.js and it will create that folder for my project. So I will type npx create next app at latest. So it is asking for the name. So I will just give SafeNote. You can give whatever name you want. Then it will ask for the settings. So I will go with the customizing setting. So TypeScript, no need. And I will keep this all default. Same title needed. So yeah, it will start installing now. After a few minutes, installation is completed. So now let's move to the folder, SafeNote folder. So now let's run this project and see whether the installation is done properly or not. For this, I will type npm run dev. Okay, this is properly installed and we are got the default Next.js template, Next.js app. So now we need to customize this app based on our requirement. So before starting building, I want to install one more library, that is Lucid React. Sit here, which we will use for the icons. It will provide different types of icons. Like this many, there are so many icons we can use, 1000 plus. So I will just install this also. So stay store npm web for React. Okay, the installation is done. So now let's start building our project. So I will just open the page.js. So I will clear all this. What is the default is that? I will just clear. So then I will start from creating a div. So why it is not found? So I'll just type and check whether it is proper or not. See, yeah, it is proper. So let's start building. So I'll just make our class and add some CSS. So I will make the background as blue icon under, and I will add some padding like 10 or there. Then again inside that I will create one more div, and this is the where this project's context will be. So I will just keep this one as like width as 50% in above SM. So below that, like in for mobile phones and all, I will keep it full. So it will look proper in that also. So I want to customize this. It will be normal. So this is what we done. Then let's create our like name of our project. So for that I will get div inside div. As we are installed our Lucid React, so we can use the icons. Safeguard. There is icon called. Can see there is a. We will get different icons are there. So I will just use that is related to save. There are so many icons. I will just go with this one. So let's see. For React, we'll just need to add this one. So I will just copy this or add it here. So I need to call this one, import this one, and just put, and then I will just write a name that is save note. So I will give some style for this shield icon. So like I will keep the size as what for little bit. Then some style like text the color go with the green. Yeah, 500 will be fine. Then I'll also change this because I want to be in the same row both the icon and the name of the project. So I will use flex. Then also some gap like 4. Let's see how it will look. Okay, it is here. This one I will make it full screen height. So it will make full takes the screen height. And also I need to make this one in the middle. So what I can do, can just make this as a flex and justify center. I think this will work. Now it came the center. And to make the text color black to look good. And here I will increase the text size like so let's keep it 3 XL and see whether it is okay. It is came here. I want it in the middle. So the gap, okay, flex is that I will just say justify center and also the items center, and also I will make the text bold. This or it will, I guess, font bold. So let's see. Yeah, it looks fine. So I will just remove that gap. It may look fine then. Yeah, it looks good. So this is okay. So now let's build our this one input taking, that is a text area. So we can use the text area inside this text area. I will the build and I try that we'll see how big it will come. Then text area will like let's see. Was this much? So not visible. Give one color. BG yellow. And this looks fine. I guess I will give that one. Okay. One what I can do. One top more. This one like int10 space at the top. And now looks it's good. I'll keep it this much only. Entire okay. Only padding, small padding looks make better. Yes. That's done. Now next, your next that is button. The buttons. What do you call? We call it create, save or not. Or blue like 500, and you will have some padding like 4, and let's see. Okay, it all looks good, and I like the text. Wait, let it set to 400, and so I will increase the padding like 10. I will make it rounded like a young. Then on hover, color will be make changes like blue 500, and also the cursor has the pointer. And now let's see how it will look. Okay, this looks little well, not good that much. So let's change this one. It will be 6. Okay, fine. I will add a small empty of like 4. Let's see. Yeah, this looks fine. I can add a small ball rounded edge for this also. So let's do it. It may looks good. It's like rounded MD. Okay, fine. This is done. So this is done. Next we want here. Want to show the link after creating a safe node. We will show the link for the user that we need to create, and also a button for copying that link. So let's do it. This is one. This is the entering, and this, and okay, below this we can create. Last time again I can copy this one because it is same, and just copy this. But there is a little catching with this. Here we don't want this one. Instead of this, we can just have one div with the same property. Yes. Like I can type hi, hello, or see. Here we can just say copy, and we can also use one procedure icon for the copy. This we can. Okay, this copy we can just use. This is the copy. I will the size can be 24. Okay, this is what the code is very small. Let's make it this is a black about 2. Yeah, it looks fine now, I guess. Little can reduce to 4. Yeah. Now this also we can reduce. Like instead of 32, we can stick for like 16. Okay, instead of we can just put as auto. It will take the length how much it was. Now let's build the view message page. View message page will be a dynamic page because we need to display different view nodes. So we will use /view then /id, where id will be a dynamic route. So we will use a dynamic route with the id as an params of a dynamic route. So inside app, I will create one folder called view. Inside it, I will make a dynamic route by calling it as a ID. Then inside ID, I will create a file page.js. Let's see. Okay, just initial top will be same, so I will just copy this one and here I will just copy this one and paste it here. Okay. Yeah, and you see looks okay, sheet is not imported. Yeah, it is done. Now let's create one button for view the note. Then also below that one small text about like this note will be viewed only once, like that small text. Even the button I will copy just the same thing. Shield. Okay. Okay, inside this we'll create one more div that I will put a button. I will name it as button. I will give view note like that. Okay, this came here. I want it should be in the middle or should have like some more width, so I can just make this class name and do the flexor. Let's see. I want it should be here and should below also one text should be there. So what I can do? Let's see. I will just make this as a flex. Then make it flex code because one more we want. Then keep items center. Then what I can do? I kink center and some top padding margin like 8. Yeah, it's okay, but I want this to be at least take more space like and say some putty and normal take one more may take normal. Okay, that's fine. Then one small note can add below this. A small note like you can build this only once. Plus empty. I can give like 8. And then let's see how it will look. Okay, there's more. Can give less like 4. Okay, fine. We will keep this motion, but now this is fine. We are done with this also. Now let's go to our backend part like building the models and writing the routes. So first of all, I want to install Mongoose for MongoDB connecting to the MongoDB. So let's install this one. Install Mongoose. So now the installation of Mongoose is done. So now let's connect our MongoDB to the backend server. So first I will create one folder in the source directory. I'll call it as library. So inside that I will create one file for connecting the MongoDB. So I will name it as db.js. So to connect to MongoDB, we need MongoDB URI. So I will store it in store it as an environment variable. So place it outside the root directory. I will store it. So environment, and I will call it MongoDB URI. And I will add my URI, that is localhost. So in that I will create the DB, that is SafeNote. I created the DB SafeNote for particular for this project, so I will add that one. So now let's create a connection. So first I will import Mongoose. Import Mongoose from Mongoose. Then I will write one function. Like name it as const connector DB. That will be async function. So function, and I will try to connect to the DB. So what we'll do is const connection, and it will await, and Mongoose will give it the mongoose dot connect to our, we have the URI in the environment variable as environment variable, so we will access from there. Now I'll try dot MongoDB and URI. Okay, it's done. If this is done properly, then I will just print it in a console to get confirm whether it is MongoDB is connected or not. So write DB connected, then just return that connection. If you want return just that's it. So then if there is an error, then just print it in console like DB not connected, and also we can print the error. Okay, this is about our connecting to the DB, and now let's create the model. There is one simple model for the node, keeping the node in the database. So that will be one simple model. So let's do it now. So I will also create I will create another folder in the source, and I will call it as models. So inside that I will create our model, that is node.js. So first here again import Mongoose, and then let's create our schema, that I will name it as node. So node schema this is equal to create new mongoose dot schema. Inside that I will have first content. It should be of type string. This is where we will store our encrypted node. So it should be a type string, and we require this. I'll put require true. Then we also store one more thing, that is a time of created date, because after 24 hours this node will be automatically deleted irrespective of whether it is read or not. It will be deleted after 24 hours of the creation. So we will, to keep track, we will also create the timing when the node is created, that is created at. So it is a type date, and the default will be 24 hours. And then we will create a connection. So first we will create a connection, and we will write one function. Like name it as const connector DB. So date dot now and expire requires in 86,000. That means 24 hours. It is in a second. 24 hours. Yeah, this is our schema, and this is our simple schema. Then we will just export this. Export as a default. If there is already the schema, the collection is exist in the database, then just add this one to that. For that we will use models dot node. If there is no collection is in the database, then create the new one. And for that we will use this one. Node, name it node, and add this one. Add this node schema. Schema. Node to schema. Okay. Export. Why it is showing like this? I shouldn't expect it. To node. Default. Okay, it is done. We have done with our model schema and also our database connection. So next is we will create our routes. Okay, for now creating the API, I will first create one folder called API inside the app folder. So API. Inside that, I will create two API endpoints, one for creating the node and another one for getting the node. So first, let's do the creating a node API endpoint. So I will call create. Inside that, I will create a route file. Route.js. Okay, here first, I will import our DB connect for like connect DB slash we can what is it library slash DB. So what we have DB directory. So next let's create our function for the post function for this API endpoint. So I will just say export async function. It will be a post. So it will take a request. So inside that we will use a try catch for if any error may occur. So we will use try catch for safety. So then first I will get the contents from the request sent. So like we will get only one, that is encrypted content. Will get content. Okay. Await quest.json. Okay, once that is done, then it will connect to our DB. So I will call await connect DB. Just it will connect to the DB. So next we will create the node. I call it as a new node. So what we'll do is just we will call already we have created the model for this node. So we will just call that one and we will add this content in that model and we will save it in the database. That is what we are going to do. So first I will call node await node dot create. So this we will create our node. Only one content, that is just a node we need to add. I think I named it as content. So just I will say content is encrypted content. Okay, this is what we have to create, and yeah, then just I will return this. If this is done properly, then we need to return as a success. So just I will use for next response and JSON. I will pass the ID of that particular node to the frontend because we will use that ID to get the node back when someone we try to view that node. So that's why we are sending the ID of this particular node to the frontend where it will be displayed in the link of that particular node. So we'll just say ID, and that ID we will get in this new node considered created. So dot score ID. Also let's we can include a status of this request. So if this is a success, so I will consider keep it as 200. Okay, I will call okay and just import this one. Import node from slash okay nodes in node we have. Why this is showing error? Okay, I don't won't write the cat still now, so let's write cat error. And if there is error, we'll just return with an error message. That's it. We are not going to do anything else. Just I will say return instead of ID. Can say error in creating the node. So just okay, the status we can say here 500. Okay, this is what our create API endpoint will look like. This much, and in the simple one, just creating that node in the database. That's it. So now let's do our another API endpoint, that is view. So inside that I will create again the route.js. So it is almost the same. So first let's create that function. Again, this is also a first request because we need to pass the ID to get the particular node. So we use again the first request one. That will be simpler. Async function of first and request. Okay, again same thing. Try it. What we first will get that one constant. It will be ID await request dot JSON. Okay. If there is no ID, then we will return from here on. We will just say return like next this next response dot JSON. We'll say there is error. Error is sorry. Say error and what is the error? That is ID is required. Then status I will keep it as 400. Okay, that is ID. Then we will connect to our DB, that is await connect to DB. Okay, to DB. Okay, let's try to call this input and from //db. And once this is done, once we are connected to the DB, then we will get that particular node. And what we are here doing is we will just delete that node from the DB, and also it will return that particular node. So in one term here we are deleting that node from the DB, and also we are getting that node, and we will send that node back to the front end. That is what we are doing in this route. So just say node is equal to await, and so node dot find on and delete this ID. Okay, need to call no input node, sorry, node from model / node. Okay, yeah, got the node, and there is no node. That means node is already deleted, or there is no node found for that particular ID. Maybe ID may be wrong. That time what we have written is say return next response dot JSON, and we will say there is an error, there is node is already destroyed. And the status will be, we can say 404 because they made the wrong request. So otherwise we will just return that note. Yes. JSON, we will say it as encrypted content. Encrypted, and we'll just return node dot content. Status go. Status, I will say it is 200. Then the catch block. Error. So there is an error. Let's say this will return dot as error. This will return error, and we'll say error. No, like error during. I don't know what I can say. Just we can say it as give it an error in fetching the node, and we can say status as 500. Okay, this is also done. So our two API endpoints are done, one for creating and another one for getting the node from the DB. Now let's do some updation in our frontend so that we can call this API endpoints for storing that node in the backend. So now I will first go to our page.js, and let's see. Now it is looking like this, and I can create the node like anything. So but when I click, nothing will happening. So let's do that one. So here I am in the button. So I will say when on click, we can say create the node. We need to create this function. So let's see, const create node is got it. It should be an async function because we are fetching from the API, so it should be an async function. So sync. Now we will create some like use states. For one is for storing our node, and another one is for the link, and also we create one more for just show whether the loading is happening. Loading means that encryption is happening or the creating node is happening or not. That is our simple. So totally we create the 3. So first let's create one for the text. That is also use status of it. Okay, and let's call this one. So use state, and to work use state we need to make our page as a client side, because use states only works in client side. I think this is not required. First I will create for the text will be text, and initially it will be null. So I will just say this one. So one more for our link. Okay. State snippet for link. It also be a null for initial. And we can create one more for loading. So state snippet, I say loading, and initially it will be false. So this is what we are required. Now let's create our create node function. First in this I will check whether there is the text or it is a null. If it is null, then I will just return from here only. There is no point going further. So if there is a text, then I will set first I will set I will loading to true. We will use it later. So first I will set true. Then what we create? Then we need to create one secret key for opening this encrypted text. Also we need to encrypt this node. So then we will send that encrypted node to the backend so that it will be stored there. Okay, so first we will create one secret key. I will say it as secret key. Okay, that is hard. Now here we will create the secret key by using math.random. So we will get one random number. Then we will convert that random number into a string. We will use dots to string 36. That means it will uses both the number from 0 to 9 and also A to Z characters to convert the string, so that we will get an unique secret key. But it is a mixture of both number and character. And plus we are also adding the date, current date, and we converting it again to string, and then we will merge that with this random number string, because so that we will get an unique key for each node. So that is what we are creating. That is how we are creating our secret key. So let's first I will do math.random. I will get one random number. Then I will convert it into a string. And of 36. Also I will say it is substring, because math random number always will be in the 0 point something. So we don't want first two number, that is 0 and point. So to remove that one, I will say I want the substring. It should be start from 2. So then I will add our date dot now, and I will convert it into again string. So this will be our secret key. It will generate one random string which is a mixture of both number and the characters. That will be our string. So now let's we need to encrypt our node. For that first we node. Okay, this is form. So okay, now we need to encrypt our node. For that we need to use, we will use one library, that is CryptoJS. So let's see that one. CryptoJS. Okay, this is the library which we will use. So just we need to install npm CryptoJS. Okay, let's do it. Just install. Once it says install, okay, I can code. I will say, okay, that is installation install. I will just use it. So I say that is encrypted. And what we will do is we need to call that crypto. That library will have the CryptoJS one function. So function we need to have, I will like work I guess. So I will import it manual. So CryptoJS from CryptoJS. So dot as and dot encrypt, and we will pass our text and also the secret key. Secret key. And then we will convert that result into a string and we will store it as in a variable encrypted. So we have done both. We have created one secret key and also we encrypted our node. Now we will send this node to our API endpoint so that it can be stored in our database. So how we will do? We will just put it in a try catch block. So what I will say is spread const this like this await fetch and our endpoint is slash API slash create. So request method will be of first and body and body we will send one JSON. So that is JSON dot stringify and we will say encrypted content be our encrypted one. So this is what we are just passing and we will then in the backend for the create we will sending if there is a it will be done and properly it is stored in the database and we will sending the ID back to the frontend. So let's get that ID and we will then create one link for that particular node. So for that I will say data it is equal to await this dot get the JSON from that. Okay, once I will get the JSON then now let's get our link. So for creating link what we are doing we are first adding our base URL of our site then slash view because we show the node in a view page. So slash view then slash that particular ID of that particular node ID of that particular node. Then also along with that we are also including the secret key. But we are here we will include secret key as secret key in such a way that it should not be sent to the server. It will only stays in the browser. So we can do this by putting the secret key after a hash symbol because when browser send a link to the server, if there is a hash, it does not send any content that is after a hash to the server. It only send the contents which are before the hash symbol. So we can use hash so that our secret key will be remain only in the client side. It never sent to the server side. That is what we are going to do here. So just say first get the base URL. For that I will say window. Here you can just put the localhost 3000 or the link of your site. I will just say location. It will be more easy. If there is any changes in also our base URL, it will work fine. That's why I'm using windows.location.origin. Then I will say slash. There will be view. Then we will again ID. That is what we get from data. Let's say data.id. And then we will put our secret key that I will use hash and our secret key. Okay, this will be our link. That what we will give to the user to send it to someone. So anyone can see the message using that link, but it is only once they can see. So this is what we are done with the create function, create node function. So there is one thing we need to write catch block if there is any error. So what I will do, I will just print that error in the console. That's what I will do. Console dot because very less chances we will get the error. So I will just say console data. And we will also say finally. So we need to make our set loading is fast again. Okay. So our create node function is done. So now let's do some updation in our HTML. So first thing I will do is here we have our text area, but I don't want it should be like random. I will put the value of this text area as our text, what we created text used it, because when there is the updation and changes in the text area, it should be visible. It should be stored in the text used it so that we can access it when user click on create node. So what I will do is I will save value equal to just text, and also we need to update the text when there is a changes in the text area. For that I will change on change. What you will do is just get that event and make our set text at e dot target, yes, and value. Get dot value. Okay. Okay, sorry. Can also add a one like placeholder. Please. It will say like enter your text here. And yes, yeah. This is okay. Text will be stored in this text state. So also on change we will update the text. So that is done. Then let's here on click. Got it. We can add one more thing here button. So we created one loading state. So we can use it here. Disable. We can make this button disable. To make this disable when there is loading and or there is no text. That time we can make this as a disable. Yeah, this is button. Let's check whether it is working on. Should work. I don't know. So okay. Error was not found anymore. Okay, there is okay, never it is my bad. Input actively. So before checking again, I want to do one more thing. That is here in our place of showing the link, I will just create one random string. Instead of that, we need to add our string variable so that the link will be displayed. So let's check again. So the problem was this only export default connect db. I not wrote it before, but once I wrote and again it showed the error, but the error was because we did not restarted the server. So just I cut off that one and again I rerun the application and now it is working fine. So we can check it. Like if I say hi and just click create, and it will create a link. So if someone open this link, it will show like this, and once they will click on view node, it will display that node. If there is a node, then it will display, otherwise it will say node is already read and destroyed like that. If there is error, it will say there is error. So that is what we need to develop. So before that, I want to make this portion will be hidden when there is no link is created. So let's do it. There is just, yeah, I will say this portion will only display if there is a link, then only display that portion. Mm. So that it will be hidden when there is no link. So once we will clear the link, like hi, then it will be shown. Otherwise, it won't show. This one. And we also need to make this button workable. So when user click on copy link, it should be copied to their keyboard. So let's now do it. What I will create is I will just make a function that let's do it later. First, let's create that function. The simple just I will say const copy link and not just navigate to click. Sorry, editor dot clipboard dot write the text, and text will be plain. And after that, we can just say give the alert to the user so that they can know the text is copied. The link is copied to the clipboard. That's it, and just we call this one here on click to this one copy link. So let's see. So I say like hi, enter it will get yeah, copied, and if I find somewhere like okay, that will copy. So this is done. So now we need to make some updation in this one so that the node will be shown here. So now let's do that one. Let's open that one. Okay, now it looks like this. We have created our basic one. So what we want to do in this page is we want to get the node from the backend, and then we need to print based on the result. We need to print whether that node is present, then we need to print the node. If it is already restored, then we need to show a separate message, and if there is an error, then we need to show some other message. That and all we need to do. So for first, I will create some use states. So we need to use during like one for storing the node and the status, whether it is destroyed or success or there is error, that and all. So obviously then this page will again be client side, because if you need to use our use state or use effect and all, we need to make our page client side, otherwise we can't use. So that's why I made it client side. Then yes, create use state snippet. First one will be node. Say it as a node. And it will be null initially. And also one more thing I told is status. Status. Initially we can keep this on null also. So then we will use This is error. Then we will use use effect, because when your user enter this URL, so we will check whether they have that particular hash secret key. If there is no secret key, then we will just redirect that user to our home page or the default base URL, that is slash. So that we want to do, because if there is no secret key, then there is no meaning in staying that page, or we can't get the node. So then we will just redirect the user to the uh, base URL, that is slash. So that we will do using use effect. So let's do it. Use effect snippet. I don't know. Maybe this one. Let's call it. I don't need this to be only once. Alright. So what I will do is I will first get that one. Window dot location dot hash dot dot a substring of one. This will give, we will say windows dot location dot hash. This will give us the contents in the link which is after the hash, which also include the hash and after the contents present after the hash in the link. So we don't want that hash, so we are removing it by saying substring. We want it from the index 1. We won't want the index 0, that will be hash. So that's, in this way we are getting our hash, the secret key, and we will check that if there is a secret key. Means if there is no secret key, we need to redirect. So to redirect, I will use router and use router from next navigation. So const get router is equal to use router from next. Get the scheme from router. No, I want from next navigation. So router dot, we just replace instead of, let's replace that with slash. But if there is a hash, then I will store it in the as used it. So once one I will create that one. Const hash or set to hash is equal to use state. Initially it also be null. Started. This I will set it here. Hash as yet. So we are done with this use effect. This is the job what use effect will do. Then we need to create our function, that is to, when the user click on view node, we need to have one function which will fetch the node from the backend and it will display the user. So I will call it as show node. Const show node, and it will be a async function because we are calling the API, so it must be async function, so it will be async. And the first thing we will do is fetching the detail from the backend. So I will directly say const res is equal to just await fetch from get from the API slash and okay people slash view. And the get this will the method will be post, and we'll pass the body, and body will have a JSON dot string. So not string define, and it will have one thing, that is just we are passing ID. So let's see how we are taking our ID here. Okay, we are there ID, so we can pass the same way here. Say ID we need to get the ID. So for that, I will use params, but because we can't directly get the params from here using, because we are in a client side, so we can't use that one. So I need to use params. How to use params from the next navigation. Choose it. Okay, to see this params.id. This is what we want. This is the catch lock we can add it. Error. Otherwise it will show some like error is there. And then once we get the result, let's convert that into for JSON. So I will say loss JSON. Then again we will check once there is a proper node we got or whether we got any error from that. So once there is a result okay, or there is a not okay, or data dot there is a error, then what we'll say, we'll set our status as error, and we don't want to continue, we will just return from here. If this is not the case, then what we need to do, then we got the content or the node from the backend, so now we need to decrypt it and then we need to display it to the user. That we need to do now. So first we need to decrypt. For decrypt we need CryptoJS from okay. It's not the case, then I will say constant content, can see, then just decrypt the content which we got from the backend, just that is yes, and decrypt. What will pass? One is data dot will pass in encrypted content. This encrypted content, and also we will need to pass our hash. Okay, hash. But this will be give the result in a binary form, so we need to convert it to a string. So for we need to use to string, and the format how it will convert. For that, the CryptoJS only gave the format or the particular method to do it. So we will use that only, one of that is CryptoJS dot encode dot use UTF-8. We'll use UTF-8. So now we will got our node, and now if there is a we can check like if there is a content valid content, sometimes may come error, some it not may be got the proper node. So we'll check if there is the proper content, then set our set node as this content, and also set our status, set status as this. Else if this is not the case, then what we'll do, we will just set our status as error. I think I missed something. Okay, yeah, this we can't say it should be an error. If that node is already read and it is deleted from the backend, then that means the node is there before, but now it is deleted. That means it is destroyed. So I can say instead of error, it is destroyed. In that case, we can show some other message to the user, destroyed, so they can properly get what is wrong with their link. So that is what we will do. And yeah, this is, I think, yeah, we are done with we need to write our catch block. But I'm just, if there is error, I will just set the status as error. That's what I will do. Okay, this is it. And we are done with our function. So now let's update our HTML. So first we will add a node function to the end. On click. Just show the node. That is what it will do. Just show the node. But this is the our logo and this is our content of show. And here I will add different div parts. Like if there is a error, we need to show some other messages. If there is a success, we need to show some other message. That's what I will do. First I will say if the status contains success, spelling is correct. Success what I wrote. Just copy this one for safer. And the same fragment. Okay. If this is success, do this one. So just create one, wrap it around. Okay. I will just show that node if there is a success. So let's modify some CSS to this div. Like one thing I can make some margin at the top, then can give one color to this. So this is success, so that we can show it in a normal color what we had for the text area or the input, getting the input of node. So then we can also add some padding. So let's keep it this much. If we need, then we can later change. This will work fine. So this is not the case, but if a message is destroyed, what will you do? Was destroyed. The message was destroyed. We will just display one message and like this. Okay, keyboard capper. This what is already will be read and destroyed. This much. So we can also make some CSS and make this looks different or some style that we can give like again we can add this one space at the top and can make just change in the color, like can make it as a little red 200 because it is ink is correct but it is just already read by someone else. So there's a message, don't give me saying. So one more that is for error. Just I'll copy this one and I will say, hey, if there is an error, what will do? We keep it same. So just increase this one and can add one milk also. And same, you can just change this one as some like sorry. This mode Node cannot be opened. 0.5. Now then, please try again. Like again later. Later. Second later. Okay, this is all, and then also put otherwise it will be displayed in all different states. I don't want that one. Should be different initial one. So then when there is a status, the status is just null. Okay, I can not status. Then can display this one. Today. And let's see how it will work now. Okay, there is error still. There an error. Error. What went wrong? Okay. There's a mistake. Yeah, constant. Okay, sorry. This all should be equal. We are checking whether they're equal. I just wrote one. There's a mistake. Yeah. Let's now create one node. Is there this? We'll create one node. Okay, copy to the clipboard. Let's check. Okay. So open it. Okay, sorry. Please try again. That means there is some error. What is that error? We don't know. Let's check here. Here the request, post request was saying properly. Then what is the error? We got this one error. There is something. Okay, let's debug this one. So just check whether we got this one. So dot log data, whether we got this data or not. Okay. In here I will call. Okay, I need to add await. Sorry, I need to add await here. Sorry, my bad. Not it. Fill. Sorry, again wrong. Okay, but we got this one. Wrong. That means this is working fine, and there's no error. We got this one, and then there's a chances. Come get the error here. Check it. We give the content or not. Content. Check this one. Okay, nothing is coming. Okay, that means there is error here. Okay, this is I put here. Sorry, my bad again. Oh, we got. How? I did not change anything. This one sometimes take time to reload again. That's why. Can remove this console and let's make it properly. Okay, and let's check once again. Yes, I will create one more node. Good. Morning. Copy to clipboard and let's check. Okay, we note. Okay, good morning. Spelling may be wrong. I don't know. So I will put that link again and I will try to check it. Okay, since just I will keep here. See. One more time I will try. And okay, this node is already read and destroyed. We can't. Okay, that means this is working fine. Okay, this is what is our project. This is the one of the simple project that is using the Nextjs and the MongoDB. And this is what we are done with today's video, and see you in the next one. Thank you.